All right, let's dive right into this explainer and unlock what I like to call the ultimate coach's playbook for mastering human movement. Whether you're a student studying physical education or an aspiring coach, understanding how to systematically break down and improve a physical skill is absolute gold. Honestly, it's the foundation of all athletic improvement.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering the basics of movement analysis. Stage 1, the preparation. Stage 2, the observation. Stage 3, the evaluation. And finally, Stage 4, error correction.
Part 1. Basics of Movement Analysis. Understanding the Foundation.
Think about this for a second. How on earth does a highly risky, completely unconventional swimming technique like the famous fish kick actually win an Olympic gold medal against heavily favored opponents? Well, American swimmer Misty Hyman pulled exactly this off back in the 2000 Olympics. And let me tell you, it wasn't just luck. It was a calculated biomechanical advantage discovered through some seriously intense movement analysis.
And the secret sauce behind that? It's called qualitative movement analysis, or QMA. This is essentially the go-to tool that coaches and analysts use to diagnose movement, smash through performance plateaus, and chart that ultimate path to victory. For all you students out there analyzing sport, this is your absolute core methodology for spotting strengths and weaknesses so you can actually improve performance in a real, measurable way.
Now, let's quickly bust some common jargon that always seems to trip students up. We've got quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative analysis, that's all about the hard numbers. Think heart rates, GPS running distances, or the exact force produced during a jump. Qualitative analysis, though, which is our focus today, is all about the visual technique. It's subjective. It hones in entirely on the quality of the movement and exactly how that movement is being performed.
Similarly, you've got to understand where your data is coming from. Primary data is information you collect firsthand yourself, like, say, propping up your smartphone to record your own tennis serve. Secondary data, on the other hand, relies on info collected by someone else. A good example would be analyzing a professional training video of an elite player to use as your benchmark.
So here's the absolute crucial point. A successful qualitative movement analysis always follows these 4 distinct sequential stages: preparation, observation, evaluation, and error correction. Seriously, memorize these 4 steps right now, guys. They're the structural backbone of literally everything we're discussing in this explainer.
Moving right along to Part 2, Stage 1, the preparation, building the master plan.
All right, during the preparation stage, you have to nail down exactly what the critical features of a skill are. You also need to figure out the performer's current stage of learning. Are we talking about a total beginner at the cognitive stage or an absolute expert at the autonomous stage? From there, you've got a plan to use a closed, consistent viewing environment, just to cut out any outside distractions, and map out exactly how you're going to communicate your findings to the athlete later on.
Next up, Part 3, Stage 2, the observation, capturing the performance.
You know, modern observation has evolved way past just standing there taking notes on a clipboard. Look at this. Continuous high-speed photography can freeze a massive, lightning-fast sequence, like a high jumper clearing the bar, into highly measurable, distinct parts. When a movement literally happens in the blink of an eye, tech like this lets us study the precise sequencing of every single body segment. But tech isn't everything. You also have to carefully choose your viewing position and plane. Think about it. Watching a tennis serve strictly from the side versus head-on is going to reveal completely different mechanical flaws. If you're only watching from one angle, you're missing half the story. So planning for multiple viewing planes is an absolute must if you want your observation to be reliable.
Which brings us to Part 4, Stage 3, the evaluation, diagnosing the flaws.
As a student analyzing movement, breaking a really complex skill, like a volleyball dig, into digestible phases is going to make your life so much easier. Seriously, you evaluate the ready position, the pre-contact phase, the actual contact, and the follow-through as completely independent, bite-sized elements. Using a phase checklist like this one, the coach objectively ranks the athlete's performance as high, medium, or low. By directly comparing what the athlete is doing against an elite benchmark, boom, you instantly spot the flaws. For example, if the athlete's contact phase is ranked low because they're striking the ball with their wrists instead of their forearms, you know exactly what to prioritize first. Remember, a great coach never tries to fix the whole shebang all at once.
And finally, Part 5, Stage 4, error correction, the intervention.
To actually fix those errors effectively, You've got to adapt your practice strategy to the athlete's skill level. Beginners, or cognitive learners, need what we call distributed practice. That means shorter sessions, frequent rest, and constant feedback, mainly because they can get mentally overwhelmed super easily. On the flip side, seasoned athletes thrive on massed practice. These are longer, continuous sessions with less frequent feedback, simply because their motor programs are already highly dialed in.
There is immense power in isolation. Breaking a skill down into isolated subroutines, like zeroing in just on the exact way the hands clasp together before a volleyball dig, makes error correction so much more manageable for the student. It's way better than trying to fix the entire fluid movement in one go. But, hey, keep in mind that technique isn't just physical. Even at the absolute highest professional levels, error correction relies heavily on goal setting and psychological motivation. Take Australian NFL punter Michael Dixon, for example. After a stunning debut season where he made the Pro Bowl, he didn't just sit back. He literally wrote his next performance goals right on his mirror to ensure he was constantly in the right mindset for success. The mind leads the body for sure.
Now, if you take away one crucial thing from this entire explainer, make it this. The QMA process is not a straight line. It is a continuous, cyclical loop. Once you implement that feedback and conduct a post-intervention evaluation to see if the athlete actually improved, the whole cycle just starts all over again. Preparation, observation, evaluation, and correction. It's about forever refining that technique toward perfection. Mastery is never truly finished, right? It's an endless loop of refinement and dedication. So, now that you're holding the ultimate coach's playbook and you know exactly how to systematically break down any technique, the only question left is, what movement are you going to deconstruct first?